Lost me clock. I've just been able to start it. Picked up in the middle of the ground by Fowler. Goes quickly for the Winchelsea side into the forward line. Back of the contest. Phipps did well. Ball's brought down to Taylor, who brings it to the clubroom side of the ground. Good boy. And it's Van der Kloos. So that was a nice pickup. Went backwards to McKenzie. He gets around the oncoming player. Kicks back into the forward line. Target is Mensch. He's up in front. Got to get it free. High. And I don't know what he's arguing about there, Phipps. He did have the hands over the shoulder. I know you've got to make an attempt to spoil, but...
I know he hasn't got too many size options, Grubby, but he's probably not the best matchup.
Well, I think he's the best they've got.
Yeah.
They've already got Jones down there somewhere, and they've already got another goal-kicking forward in Taylor who can play back down there as well to try and get this height deficiency closer.
So I mentioned early opportunity in this second quarter. Kicks a nice-looking kick towards goal.
Beautiful kick.
Deviated any 1 inch there, and David Mensch has a goal for the second quarter, the fourth for the Winchelsea side. They now move to 4-4-28. They lead Werribee on 2-2-14. And we have travelled just on a minute second quarter. Commonafine Hotel, second quarter scoreboard.
As I look around, Andrew, and I'm trying to justify your statement, but as I look around, aside from Morgan in the ruck and Jones, Mensch is about 2 foot taller than just about anybody else Werribee's got. So I'm just not quite sure who else they can go to. Maybe Weatherly's as a seasoned defender.
Jones is going to Higgins, and you know, Phipps, there's the height difference there, and they're always going to go to Mensch, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they need Jones there so he can still get himself into the play.
Back in the middle, up they go. Morgan probably gets the tap down. Comes off hands. Centrals now have the ball, go forward, but it's going to be McKenzie underneath the ball. Gets a fist to it. Oh, does well, drives it forward. Comes off hands there, and it's Fowler. Fowler with the ball, gets the ball out the back there. Bayless, kick smothered in the running. Gets knocked forward for the Central side. Can't be picked up there by Bruno. Gets a little tap on, though. Oh, great pick up. And tap there to Keisha, and he will kick his first goal for Werribee Centrals, and it'll be Werribee Centrals' third. They will go to 3 goals, 2-20 to Winchelsea 4-4. Commonafine Hotel scoreboard, 2 minutes. Good answer, Grub.
Yeah, well, it was, and I think they've lifted the tempo. I saw Braden Montebruno going really hard there against, and probably came off second best against Brad McKenzie. He bounced off him, but the other Montebruno, Ty, showed a bit more than what full forwards normally do. He showed a little bit of class down there with teamwork and tapped the ball out beautifully, and Keisha ran in and kicked a nice goal.
So a positive start to both sides in the second quarter. And umpire with the ball back in the middle of the ground once again. So it's going to be Holmer doing the ruck work. Morgan's going to do it in there for the Werribee side. Umpire restarts it. Either player gets a hand on the ball. Bonner put his head down, picked the ball up, didn't emerge with it. And it's going to be a ball up, I would think, very quickly. Good work from the umpires. Fowler's doing the work in the middle as well. Holmer just thumps it towards the centre forward position, picked up by Taylor, goes on the boot, didn't travel all that far, and it's going to be Simpson who has the ball. Not too sure what to do with it, he wasn't. And he puts the ball down, picked up there by Stephen. Handball wasn't good, went Stephen to Koutsamanis. Koutsamanis out the back to Fletcher. Fletcher back to Phipps. And he drives it towards centre wing. McNichol leading in the race for the ball, dives and takes a mark. Umpire says not a mark. Don't know what the Brendan Beveridge must have seen, but it must have hit the ground. Yes, it's what he's pointing to. Bounced down and bounced up by these judgment. So Holm again doing some ruck work. Finds front position. I think Morgan over the top. Went forward, but it's Fowler who picks the ball up. Quick kicked into the forward line, and coming out and taking the mark is Venables. So Venables now. He's inside 50. An opportunity here.
Stand in front of him, stand beside him, but don't stand a metre behind him. That's not good defensive work.
Has one already in this game. Venables kicked the last of the first quarter, comes in, and that's also a very nice kick off the boot, and that is straight through the middle. So another goal to Brett Venables, and the fifth now to the Winchelsea side, 5-4-34. They lead Werribee on 3-2-20. And we have ticked towards 4 minutes, second quarter, Commonafine Hotel scoreboard.
Yeah, look, young Bally, he came back halfway through the year, I think, and after playing a year of seconds footy, and I tell you, he's been around long enough to know that you can't stand a metre behind your player when you're playing in the back pocket, especially with a bloke like Venables, who's a beautiful kicker for goal. And I think the runner's got to go out there now and say, mate, stand beside him, stand in front of him if you have to, but don't stand a metre behind him.
Yeah, dangerous. He's always that dangerous option, Venables, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
It's a true version of a small forward. Back in the middle. Umpire throws the ball up. Up they go. Holmer gets all of that down, comes off hands. Bonner again slides into the ball. Can't get it out, though. Comes off hands. Morgan did some hard work there. Whistle on play.
Oh, and then calls advantage.
And then calls advantage on Cassidy. Cassidy gets the ball forward. The kick wasn't good. Montebruno leading in the race out there with Walson. Picks up the ball now, Walson, in trouble, or gets it through his hands. Montebruno tunnel ball through the legs. But the Werribee Winchelsea players get back there in numbers and get back. Bonner, he will get the ball away. Comes off hands now, and it's Dunkley. Dunkley, under pressure. By hand, then across to Tipping. He gets the ball away by hand as well, but intercepted by the Werribee Centrals players. Comes off hands now, and that was Van der Klooster, I think, did the work. But again, Werribee Centrals intercept and get it forward. Fletcher takes the mark and will go forward. I thought there might have been a free on play there.
Yeah, I thought he might have put the hands in the back there, young Fletcher, but the umpire said play on.
He's found Cassidy. Cassidy delivers the ball into half forward. Comes off hands now. Is that Simpson? Drives the ball forward looking for Montebruno. In fact, it was Boyd, I think, might have the ball out there deep in the pocket. So Boyd, right as deep as you could go, right on the edge of the boundary line. He's being put round further by Brendan Beveridge. He'll be out in the schoolyard shortly.
Well, he's a good kick for goal, Boyd, but normally on the run, more of his caper.
So Boyd, it's probably about 40 metres, and it's a very, very difficult angle. Boyd comes in, heads it towards goal. It's going to go across the face. Oh, flying up high at the back there was Weatherly, but it's gone through for a minor score. 3-3, Werribee Centrals, 5-4, Winchelsea. Common Finn Hotel scoreboard, 6 minutes gone.
So a quick kick in from Bayless, went to Holmer. Holmer's going to go back across the face of goal. Has a target out wide, picked up there, and it's Tipping, who's now turns and kicks back towards centre wing. We're looking for Stephen Andrew. He traps the ball, handballs over the top. Not many players running past, so it's going to be Werribee arriving. I think it's McNichol who arrives first, but he's pushed over the boundary line by
Simpson.
Simpson, is it? Oh, you're right too, you're right, mate. So he's forced over the boundary line, and a ball up will take place on centre wing. So the ball thrown back in. Minch has gone up to do the ruck work. Big punch forward. Phipps out the back of the contest, takes the ball, steadies, goes back towards centre wing. Oh, that was taken high. The marker or a free kick to Montebruno, whichever you like. So Braden Montebruno decides to chip the ball back towards Phipps again. So it's back to where it came from. Has a player across the ground. He goes in that direction. It's Jones. Jones has Taylor Longo if he wants to go to him. It's a nice kick. It will find that player. He takes the mark. He's just told to steady down by his teammates now. He has a player back inside in Morgan, waving his arms around. He finally sees him, but he misses the target.
Over his head.
Goes over the top. Picked up there by Montebruno. Montebruno fed the handball back out. Only went as far as Venables. And Sawney coming off the bench is in the right spot at the right time. Went to Tricky by hand, and he goes to the half-forward line. Phipps going back, and Phipps will take the mark for the Werribee side. He plays quickly now and goes back towards centre wing. But interception, bench nearly had it. Lost sight of the ball in the air. Picked up, handball. Kick, no, it wasn't. It was a kick. Back towards the middle of the ground, and coming across taking the mark is Fletcher. So it's Fletcher now, inside the 50, goes out wide, and Simpson takes the ball, has time and space to run now, steadies himself, looks inside, little chip kick, nice looking kick, but Holmer read it nicely, and it came in and spoiled the ball. It goes to the centre-half back position, picked up. Winchelsea players need to get the ball out, they do so. Now the players converge, and Brendan Beveridge quickly on the whistle comes in and will ball it up at centre-half forward position. Quick ball up. Holmer's doing the ruck work, just up over the top. Not much thumping there. Just took the ball outside. Van der Klooster fed the ball out with a handball. This is McNichol. Handball goes backwards. Kick round the corner. Is going to go towards Casey in the forward pocket at the back of the pack.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, McKenzie. He's read that ball very nicely and goes back towards centre wing. Sawney's a target. Taylor's with him. Walson is going to lead in the race for the ball, but coming the other way. It's not picked up, and it's Sawney who emerges with the ball. Takes them on and kicks long into the forward line. Over the back of the contest. Fletcher's up against Tipping. Tipping leads in the race for the ball. Can trap it. Oh, handball was pretty ordinary. Don't think he had the call, but I don't know who he's handling for. It might have been actually going to Fletcher. But it ends up in the hands there of Jones, who brings the ball outside 50, and the mark is going to be taken by Bell. So Bell of Werribee in the half-back line is now looking back in towards the middle of the ground. His target, he needs to hit one if he can. A mark, not taken by Boyd, but he does trap the ball well. Running player coming through as Cassidy. This is what we like to see. This is at their best. He goes in long. Montebruno's behind, and the mark has been taken there by Matheson.
Well, he was in front, but the ball didn't go where he wanted it to go.
Matheson comes to Van der Klooster. Van der Klooster comes straight up the wing now. Tom Stephen underneath it. He can't take the mark. Holmer's at the back. He does battle, brings the ball through, does his own roving work again. Possibly gets one in the back, though. Stephen gets the ball. Actually dropped the ball. He did drop the ball. Wasn't really his fault. Very good tackle.
Look, look, it probably is a free kick by the letter of the law. He's had a try. He didn't have a lot of prior opportunity. I'd let that go. I really would.
So ball comes forward. Monobruno leading in the race for the ball. So it was not Monobruno, it was Weatherly. Weatherly, though, comes up now, though, and it's Boyd. Boyd leading in the race, picks it up, snaps the ball round his pocket. Oh, great smother. Great work by Mackenzie. Smothers his kick, and Boyd's kick has been put out of bounds deep in the pocket.
I was really hoping he got his boot. I was really hoping he didn't smother that, because I said a few minutes ago his caper was on the run. But I'd love to him to kick that and prove me right, because that is his caper, kicking goals from there rather than off a set shot.
It would have been a Stevie J type goal, right, wedged on the boundary. So young umpire throws the ball back in. Mensch comes in, third man up over the top. Can't get it off hands. Picked up by Boyd, weaves it through traffic. Check side kick, goes forward. Monobruno wrestling with it. Weatherly picks up the ball. He's got nowhere to go. Goes by hand back into the middle of the ground. Monobruno, goal. Tyron Monobruno will kick his second, and it will be Werribee Central's fourth. They will go to 4-3. Winchelsea 5-4. Comnafine Hotel scoreboard 11 minutes gone.
Well, I reckon that's the first time that Werribee actually been able to hold it in their forward line for a certain amount of time. Up till now, they've either kicked the goal or the defensive Winchelsea on the ground has just brought it back out in numbers, but they're able to hold it in, get it back in, and all of a sudden, for some unknown reason, they left him on his own, Monobruno. Maybe he had to go to the ball carrier, but he's left right on his own. I just reckon Weatherly telegraphed that for about 5 minutes, and I thought they probably could have had a chance, but obviously I think the two players ran for the same bloke.
So Morgan up over the top in the middle of the contest. Walson emerges with the ball and goes to the right man in Cassidy. He can nearly lob this through for a goal. He goes long, he goes high, he goes...
Touch.
It must have been much in that, but it's been touched right on the goal line by Matheson. So through for another minor score to the Werribee side. They move to 4-4. Quick ball in, comes in, outside, tipping, goes out to Mackenzie. Had plenty of it today, Mackenzie. Must be fit this week, and he kicks the ball back towards the half-forward line. Phipps tried to trap it with his foot. I think he thought it was a rugby ball, and he's put the ball over the boundary line.
He didn't want to knock it on.
That's it. That's it. It's a free kick or a turnover, or what do they call it in that game?
Scrum. Knock on.
Play at the ball, they call them, don't they?
Yeah.
So Holmer's doing some ruck work again. This time, Jim Morgan's with him. Morgan does it all, gets it down, kicked off the ground by Stephen, only as far as Phipps, puts it straight on the booth, back towards the centre wing, bounces over the top of the first group coming through. Van der Kloos read it nicely from behind. His handball to Season was difficult because he picked the ball up, but he's able to find the Stephen, and we're talking about Tom.
Oh,
went looking for Tricky, had two bites at it, but couldn't hang on to it, picked up there, and cleared by Oliver, goes out wide, good look, and he finds Gurichan short over the top, goes back towards Tricky, and he has taken the mark. He's pushed forward well and taking the mark in the forward line. He's on the boundary line. He's about 40 metres out, so a difficult kick. Still no breeze, but it's getting colder already.
Oh, it's 25 and sunny. What are you talking about? This is Werribee you're talking about, mate.
Oh, duck pond weather.
Hey, this is beautiful.
So, tipping, Tricky kicks into the goal square, and David Mensch is up, takes the mark, plays on quickly and kicks the goal. So David Mensch has got 3 for the afternoon. He's now the 6 for the Winchelsea side. 6-4-40, they lead Werribee 4-4-28, and we have gone 14 minutes, second quarter, Comnafine Hotel scoreboard.
Well, we did speak about the height before, but I don't care what you say. If a bloke kicks the ball that high, doesn't matter if Mensch is 6'2" or 6'8". There's enough defenders down there.
Well, he actually took it on his chest.
Yeah, to be able to get a hand to the ball. So they've all obviously misread it or thought it was going through for a goal. I don't know. And he's a great player, Mensch, but I just don't think he should have been allowed to take such an easy mark in them circumstances.
It was fairly easy, wasn't it?
Yeah. If he jumps the pack and takes a big specky over the pack with his hands, you can't stop that. But to take a mark in the middle of the pack, it means that they've misjudged the ball, the backline players.
Back in the centre of the ground, rotations again as Bonner comes back on the ground for Winchelsea. Up they go. No one gets the ball. Comes off Braden Monobruno, burst up with the ball straight out of the pack, but intercepted by Van der Kloos. Monobruno follows up, but Van der Kloos gives him a heavy tackle. Comes off hands. Mackenzie with the ball. Sends it forward, looking for Holmer. But going back there was Jones, is that? Fletcher. Drives the ball back into the middle of the ground. He was looking there for McGuinness, but he couldn't come up with the ball. Werribee Centrals, they get the ball forward, coming forward, looking for Weatherly. Weatherly and Monobruno. Tyron in the race, trying to knock it to his own advantage. Picks it up. Sharp angle. but misses minor score for the Werribee Central side. They will go to 4-5-29. Winchelsea 6-4-40. 15 minutes gone. Common Hotel scoreboard. As Mackenzie. So we're going for the old-fashioned huddle in the middle of the ground and the burst. As they burst out, Mackenzie still looking for options, told to hurry on. Goes out to the outer side of the ground. Out the back there is Bayliss, and he will take the mark. Half-back flank now for the Winchelsea side. Sends the ball forward. He will find Oliver. Oliver streaming forward. Ball forward now. Leading in the race there up the for
push in the middle of the back.
Was tricky. Couldn't bring the ball to ground though. Ball goes up high. Kick off the top. Oh, strong mark running backwards there. I think that might have been Oliver, was it? Jerican, was it? As Smithy needs a new lung. The lurgy's got you, Smithy.
Yeah.
So Chris Gerson comes in now, directly in front. Brave mark over the top of the head. Deserves a goal. His first, and Winchelsea 7th. They will go to 7 goals for Winchelsea. Werribee Central's 4 goals 5. And the Common Hotel scoreboard, 16 minutes gone.
Well, I don't believe that. When you go for the marking contest, you've got to have your eyes on the ball, and obviously he decided we'll just push this bloke out the way, and I don't know whether it was Brendan Beveridge or not, just let it go. I can't see why he would let that go. You know. And this is the danger part of the game. A couple more goals here and you're gone.
So while the ball's out on the soccer pitch, scores from other grounds. Belmont Lions 9-1, Anarchy 6-7. Bannockburn 6-3, as are North Geelong 6-3. Inverleigh 5-7, Thompson 4-1. East Geelong 13-6, Corio 2-2. And Belpost Hill 6-5, Geelong West 4 goals 3.
They just need a few more tools, Werribee, I think. Who knows? Maybe they can get Mark Barney Bernardo back to play down there. Hey, he'd beat Menchie down there. He'd offer him a bowl of spaghetti.
For his 500th game.
So the umpire has the ball back in the middle of the ground now.
I know he's here. I just don't know if he's sitting in the car listening or not.
We'll know in a minute.
Yeah, but I won't be able to read his text out over the air.
So Keisha up against Mench in the middle of the ground. Mench up early. Keisha wins the ball down to Montebruno. Handball over the top. Missed its target. Picked up there by Oliver. He missed his clearance. And Fletcher coming the other way. Had the ball go to Montebruno. Kicks back towards centre wing. And it's going to the Werribee side. Through Rathbone, who picks the ball up. Has a player inside. Weatherly went backwards. We'll say it's a good kick because he's hit his target.
Is dangerous, though.
Montebruno. He went back outside again and found Weatherly, so he stayed in the one position. There's a player inside. Went towards the player in Keisha, who got down low and took the mark. So we'll give him both of those.
Yeah, he's been pretty good.
Keisha goes out wide looking for and trying to find player Knight who kicked the ball off the ground. Mackenzie, right spot, right time.
Which he always is, by the way.
Ran the ball through for minor score. So 4 goals 6 now to the Werribee side. 7-4. Quick kick in. Gets out towards the half-back flank. Picked up. Kick going forward was poor there by Stephen. Interception mark taken by Fletcher. So they keep bringing the ball back inside, which is good. They found a player inside in Bell. Running player from behind is Jones. Goes out wide. They get the ball to this position. They need to be good from here. So Rathbone has it this time. Goes back inside. Has Cassidy. Right player, right ball in hand. Goes short, Blushy. And he plays on now. So he kicks into the forward line. Target's going to be Montebruno.
Oh, in the back. Umpire, cut it out.
Yes, he did. Picked up there by Fowler. Fowler went back outside to Budavalis, who went back towards the wing, and Gurishin, again, leads in the race for the ball. Bell, hot in his patama. Ball went to the back of the contest. Picked up there by Oliver. He's tackled. Got the handball away to Gurishin, who steadies. Handball back over the top to Oliver again. Again, not going too far, but the short chip towards Homer is good.
That's kickable for him.
He takes the mark inside forward 50.
Look, they're umpiring pretty well, but the Werribee bloke then pushed the Winchelsea bloke right smack back in the middle of the back, 3 metres from him, and he didn't call it.
So Homer thinks he's a chance from this position. Decides that he's going to change his thoughts then.
Never kick it now.
Towards the goal square. Mark not taken in the goal square. Gurishin read the ball well. Picked up there by Phipps, who kicks the ball out to the half-back line. McNichol didn't go hard at the ball, but he's able to work the ball over the boundary line. Mackenzie just gives him a friendly push in the back.
You know what?
A few words of advice.
I reckon Jones went about almost 1 centimetre more and he'd have run under that. Oh, geez, that was close.
So the ball now with the umpire, about to restart it. It's in the forward line. And Winchelsea an opportunity here. They need to keep the ball in. It's Smith who gets the ball out. Not too sure that was a clean handball, but umpire on the wrong side. And the umpire now will ball it back in or throw it back in. Right on the 50-metre arc. So Tipping and Fowler just interchanging there through the white lines. Ball thrown back in. Good work there from Keisha. Get the ball down. Went back and collected again himself to McNichol. On centre wing, tackled by McKenzie. Ball not coming out. No chance to get rid of it. Good umpire decision. In quickly. So Mensch just trying to work Morgan underneath the ball, but Morgan stays there. Boyd come off the bench, went streaming through. Couldn't take clean possession. Cassidy's over the top of it. Oliver's also trying to pull the ball out of his hand. Umpire's allowed things to go. He's been enough time. Umpire has
let that one go a long time.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. You can get hurt. He pulled it out of his hand, then got thumped to the ground. Umpire should have probably balled it up before that happened.
So the ruck contest again, underneath the umpire. Ball thrown up. Morgan comes out with it, or sorry, tapped the ball down, only as far as Tipping. Little kick toward Budavalis. He had it, put it down. And again, number of players around the contest. Umpire needs to react quickly. The ball's allowed to go. Picked up there by Walston. He's taken to the ground. It's not going to come out of there. And the umpire again this time does well. Comes in and takes possession of the ball.
Up she goes. Was that the one? Sorry, up she goes. Mitch gets it down, but it's picked up by Boyd. He's going to bring the ball around the boundary line right in front of the commentary position. Oh, good contest there by Cesar. He couldn't get the ball down. McKenzie in and under. Budavalis, he's knocked off the ball. Good work in and there and under there by Smith. Smith gets the ball forward, but a bad kick, and Cesar will go back and take the mark. He's going to switch the ball now to the outer side of the ground, gets a kick across and finds his Winchelsea teammate. Kick now. They'll head out to the outer side of the ground looking for Hollands. He runs and leads in the race for the ball. Holmer, I should say. Hollands plays for a different side. Holmer gets the ball now, drives it forward. Venables can't take the mark. Diving under was Bonner. Bonner gets one in the back. Umpire says no, he didn't. Play on. Then Bonner gives one in the back, and it's just umpires are letting it go. Comes out the back. Bonner by hand now. Little flick pass. Fine by Holmer. He drives it forward, but Werribee Centrals will intervene. Little chip pass now. Comes out to the outer side of the ground, and it's Fletcher.
We're playing circle work here.
We are playing circle work. Fletcher's kick is long and wide and could be out of bounds. No, just inside. And the mark is taken by McNichol. He chips it back into a 1-on-2 contest. Morgan couldn't bend the knees and get down far enough. Comes to Vanderklooster by hand, looking for Stephen. Oh, but intercepted by Cassidy. Cassidy bursts the ball forward. Montebruno, he's got about 5 metres there on Matheson. Can he pick the ball up? Matheson closes, though. Comes off hands. Knight, he dives on the ball. Winchelsea players get back in numbers. Picked up now there by Morgan it was. Comes out the back from the Winchelsea player. Comes forward now. Gets it out and relieves the pressure for the Winchelsea side. Outer side of the ground. Looking for options there. He's going to come forward, look for Dunkley in the middle of the ground. He'll take the mark. Dunkley for Winchelsea. Mensch giving instructions, coming up through the middle. Cezanne also up through the middle, but ignores them all and heads out to the outer side of the ground and finds Higgins. Higgins bounces up straight away, sends the ball forward, looking for Tricky and finds him. So Tricky, Bo Tricky inside 50, little chip pass on offer, and the mark was taken there by, is that Oliver?
No, Tipping.
No, Tipping.
So Tipping with the ball. He's probably 35, 40 metres he'll kick from goal. They all go to the Dennis Lilly School of Goal Kicking. Their run-ups are all that long. So he's going to kick from about 35 to 40. Comes in now, crosses the 50-metre arc. Sends the ball on its way. It's a good kick. Mensch is happy with it. The goal umpire's happy with it, and that will be his first. I think, yes, Tipping's first. And Winchelsea will go to 8 goals, 5. Werribee Central's 4 goals, 5. Comnafine Hotel scoreboard, 24 gone, and a nice little opening has opened up.
Yeah, look, they ran down forward when the ball got turned over, Winchelsea, at that stage. And the Werribee blokes, Cassidy and Smith and those blokes were involved down here. I saw them running. They ran back to try and get back, but they just couldn't get back in time and it left a little opening. And I just think they're obviously playing a better Winchelsea now, and Werribee has to do something. And I would say this is make or break, Smitty. They lose this, they're gone.
Yep.
Don't worry about Jones down back. You were right before. Get him up on the ball. You might as well lose by 10 goals than 2.
So back to the umpire, middle of the ground. Holmer up against Morgan. Morgan's done pretty well in the centre contest again. This time I think it was won by Holmer. Tipped it down and it went to Bonner. Bonner quickly to Gurishin in the half forward. Luna come up and met the ball. Handball goes off and to Oliver and out wide. It's Bo Tricky who takes the mark. So he's a little chip over the top again, and Holmer, who's pushed from the ruck contest forward.
That's great work ethic,
taking the mark.
Well, there's absolutely nothing Werribee Centrals could do with that in the play. They haven't made any mistakes. It was just precision kicking, precision leading from a side that's playing pretty good football.
Great work ethic, though, by Holmer to come out of the middle and then take a mark in the forward line.
As I said before, I think, well, we'll talk about it after, but I think he's going to make a huge difference to this side.
So Holmer now comes in from the forward pocket, kicks towards goal. Umpire says he's left it narrow and it's through for a minor score. 1 goal, 1 to that player. Now 8 goals, 5 to the Winchelsea side. They lead Werribee on 4 goals, 6. We've gone 25.5 minutes, second quarter. Commonwealth Hotel scoreboard.
So Centrals bring the ball back into play now. Come out to the broadcast side of the ground looking for Morgan. He couldn't bring the ball to ground. In there is Oliver doing a fair bit of in and under work. Mackenzie in and under as well. Can't get the ball up. Players come through now. Werribee Central's player dragged to the ground. Can't get the ball up. Bonner for Winchelsea picks the ball up or possibly gets another one in the back. It looks like, is that Weatherly? I reckon Weatherly might be hurt.
Tangle, no, he's got his legs tangled up.
Bootlaces, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It might have been, I think.
Siamese twins.
Centre half forward. Up they go. Holmer does the hard work there. Cassidy in and under. Don't know how he really got rid of that ball. Comes off hands. It was Tipping who drove the ball forward. Gets a kick forward, long, wide, and minor score to the Winchelsea side. They will go to 8-7-55. Centurions 4-6, 30. 26.5 minutes gone.
So the ball to be brought back in by Fletcher. Kicks out wide, far side of the ground. Good kick. And he's found Simpson out there. So Simpson now just to steady things down. They don't need to let this game get any further out. They need to make some inroads. But maybe half-time will be the break for them. Tipping has the ball, goes to Holmer. Pretty mobile for a big bloke, the big fella. Goes inside, Gurishin inside 50, handballs back towards Mensch. Didn't take it clean, he put himself under pressure. Able to get the handball to Bonner. Bonner goes back to Gurishin, called out of it by Venables. Picked up, handball over the top, Oliver to Gurishin.
Oh, he didn't have it.
Held without the ball.
Didn't have it.
It's going to be a free kick.
Well, unfortunately, he went to grab at the football and didn't get it. And obviously the tackler thought the ball went straight to him, but he definitely didn't have it, and that's the right decision.
So Gurishin from inside 50 is going to have a chance now to stretch this lead. Currently sitting at 24 points.
Could well be the last kick of the quarter. Getting late in.
Well, a straight kick here, and you go in 5 goals down at half time. I think you're in real trouble, Smithy.
So we have Chris Gurishin lining up from about 25 metres out, almost directly in front. Can he kick the goal and put him 5 goals in front? He's kicked the goal. Yes, he has. Because the umpires come back. It's all clear. And he has his second goal of the afternoon. And the ninth now for the Winchelsea side. 9-6-60. They lead Werribee on 4-6-30. We've travelled 28 minutes. Second quarter, Commonwealth Hotel scoreboard.
Well, I reckon early in the quarter, a couple of the goals were probably from Werribee Central's mistakes more than anything. But the last probably 10 or 12 minutes, Winchelsea's just played all over the top of them, and they've looked a much, much better side. They're leading, they're kicking to precision. Absolutely perfect at the moment, and they're well on top.
Bannockburn in front by a goal at Osborne Park. As the ball's back in the middle. Up they go, Holmer to do the ruck work, but Morgan does it well, gets it down. It was Weatherly in under, possibly got one a little in the back, but they haven't been paying that, and that is half-time here at Galvin Park. Winchelsea, 9 goals, 6-60, leading Werribee Centrals 4-6-30. A 5-goal lead. Goal kickers, Dale?